was 1 year ago. I can't, oh my gosh. It's just amazing to know how much has changed in 1 year. Oh, good times. You know, at the Rockiner Ranch, it was always, there are certain days that I would always remember, and New Year's Eve was always one of those days where we always had, the entire New Year's Eve was spent blowing up balloons and putting them in these bags so that at midnight at the Rockin' which midnight meant that at the end of the show, whatever time that was, generally around 8:30, 9 o'clock, my dad would check his watch and be like, oh, here we go. And then everybody would be able to, you know, you had the tallest person on the row or whoever was under the little string, like they would reach up and they would pull it down and you had the balloons just like that, okay? It was just like that. Oh man, that was one of those nights. And that, to realize that that was the last time that we would do that is just really sad. But also I'm really, really glad that Marissa just stood off to the side and decided to record it. So thanks, Marissa. I am really excited about this year. It's gonna be amazing. I hope that you agree. I hope that you are just as enthusiastic about these upcoming days as I am. And honestly, I'm not the person that is like overly enthusiastic about just anything. Like, I have to feel like I'm really secure in the fact that yes, good things are about to happen. And I know that in so many areas of my life, and also in my friends that I've seen them, and I'm just really excited. So today is entitled Make Today Amazing. And by doing so, we're going to be talking about New Year's goals, New Year's resolutions, and, you know, just because I started out with what happened last year, I'm going to start out with what did I accomplish last year. I feel like I accomplished quite a bit. But at the same time, you still feel like, oh, there's so much more that I wanted to accomplish. And I feel like we're all kind of that way. Like, New Year's resolutions always get a bad rap because they're just like, oh, you never actually do it. I'm like, well, yeah, if you don't actually do it. But there are certain things that it's like you really put down goals of like, okay, these are the things that I want to do. And then let's just take a look and see, what did I actually accomplish? So I'm going to be a little bit vulnerable right now, and I'm going to show you guys what my goals were last year, and to tell you like what I actually did. And then outside of that, I'm going to be talking about the future and what you can expect on my channel and all of my social medias and everything going forward. So this is going to be a cool episode, all right? All right, episode 3 of my vlog is right here. So we're gonna start off. Here are my goals for 2018. Kind of pretty and very professional, I know. So basically, I had the goal of creating a lot of albums last year because we were trying to, because the Rockin' Ranch was closing. I wanted to make sure that we had as much stuff that kind of encapsulated that era as I possibly could. And so I had gone through and I found through my parents' catalog of different things. They had put out so many cassette tapes. Now, for all of you new people, anybody who was born before like 2000, a cassette tape is like this big. Here we go. I still have, this is a cassette tape, and when you put it in, it kind of like rolls, and then the machine reads it, and you hear sounds and songs and cool things like that. And the Rockin' Wranglers had several, and so I went through some of their most requested and some of their best-selling albums over the years, and the best one that I found was the old Rockin' album, and that has it's very patriotic. There's a whole section medley that's called the Ragged Old Flag medley, and my dad has a poem that he says, and it's just like, I'll even listen to it now and I'm just like, I love this so much. Yes, they do a great job. So I put that one together, and I even did the artwork. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? And then on the back, it's got, these are the lights along the roof, along like the middle of town, and it's just so great. So that was number one. I was like, yes, I got this. I can do it. So I got that one set up and sent out. And then the next one, I was like, I need to do a live album for myself, because, right? And so at the time I was doing a lot of music in the Ponderosa, which is this 2-story building that was off to the side, and I would have a show in there that lasted about 35 to 45 minutes depending on how much I talked. And so I decided that I would put together I would record it live and I would put that one out. And this one you are actually able to see on all of the things. So anywhere online you're able to find this album. It is called Live in the Ponderosa, Chelsea Robson. And this one I have several different songs, but also it tells a lot of stories about the rock and art from my point of view, and also how I wrote a couple of the original songs on here. And so that one was super exciting. The other one that I had been working on for a really, really long time, way longer than I should have, but it's there, you know. This is the old rock and art, and this one is full of songs that were studio albums. So this is a studio album, and I've recorded them at different places and had a couple different people help me out. And so that one, see, the thing is, like, you can get this one online everywhere, but these two you gotta go to my website to buy. So check them out. Go check those out. So I got those 3 done. So I'm looking back at my list and my goals over here, and I'm like, yes, I did 3 out of the 5. I still had the option of doing another live album for myself, which was me on the main stage, which I did record, and so I just have to edit that one, but it does take a bit of time to edit those things, and so I don't know if that one is really something that people want, or if I don't know. We're working on it, just because it's like the Rock and Roll Ranch is no longer the thing, and so I don't know. What do you guys want to see? And then also I have another 2 albums that the Rock and Roll Wranglers put out. One is called Happy Trails, which is a studio album, which is really good, and I would love to be able to put that one out. And then another album, which was their very first live album, which has a couple different songs on there that people are like, oh my gosh, I really want that album because it had this weird song on there from wherever. And and so I am looking at that. And here I'm going to level with you. Like I said, I'm being out there in the open. I'm kind of treating my weekly vlog as kind of like an accountability buddy type vlog. Where I get to talk to you guys about what I'm doing and how I plan on moving forward that next week, or what I did the last week to kind of move forward, or just whatever. But that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm going to let you know the reason why I haven't finished those is because it takes money to do it, and in order to put the full thing together, I have to buy like 100 at a time, and I just don't know if I'm going to be able to have 100 sales of that. So I need to know these things, and so I've gone ahead and I've created a survey. And if you go to my website, chelsearobson.com, you can go and put your email in, and it's going to send out that survey, and you can say, okay, would I actually spend $10 or so for this album? And that's going to be really helpful to me to decide like what it is that I focus on this next year, these new projects. So that one is kind of in there. So I have a goal. I still have the goal this year to have 5 albums that I am able to put out and sell on my website. So if you guys can help me out and like let me know what albums though I should work on first by like telling me which ones you'd actually buy, that'd be great. I would love that. So go to my website, chelsearobson.com, and fill out the survey. It'll be great. Yeah, so after that, I also did this. I'm really proud of this, and probably abnormally so, but I just think it's so cute. I did a bunch of bracelets that say, no games, no guile, just love. And I think it's one of my favorite things. And on the inside, it actually does say chelsearobson.com, which is kind of cool too. But yeah, that was another one of my like, I want to have a bracelet that you guys can wear and just be like, whoa, that's cool. So I did that. So I just need to know where to send them. Let me know. Go to the website. But yeah, so that was last year. I had a lot of plans last year, and I didn't get them all done. The other one was I've been trying to write a book about all of my memories at the Rock and Roll Ranch, and put that all together. And then also my goal is to be able to have a couple albums that would go in the book as well for like a keepsake for different people if you wanted them. And it just takes a really long time. And by the time it got to about September or so, even though we hadn't announced that we were selling at the ranch, like there was just a lot of things going on that I just didn't have the emotional capacity to really dig deep into those like memories. So yeah, being real, and I am going to try to put those together, because I just, even if it's just for myself, I want my like future family to be able to know what it is that I grew up doing. So yeah, that's on my list. It is. The other thing is Marissa's calendar. I was able to get that up. I did get Marissa's website up, as it says. I do have subscriptions available for her calendar if you're like, oh, I wasn't able to get it this last year, because we are all out, completely out of Marissa's calendar. So if you want to get one of those next year, you have to get the subscription prior. So gotta check that one out. And then I wanted to be able to sell 250, but we didn't. We only ordered about 200 or so, and then once it took us about to the end of December to be able to sell all of those. So I didn't have the space to do a reprint, because like I said, you gotta order a lot of these at a time. So yeah, that's something that you gotta get in on the ground floor with that one going. So check that one out. But yeah, I just feel like those were some of the biggest things that I definitely had on my list. Obviously, there we go. But as far as this coming year, what is on the docket? Now, I don't have the Rockin' Ranch. People keep asking me that, like, what are you gonna do? I'm like, well, I'm figuring that out, honey. So actually, I've got a lot of really cool things happening around, and I didn't realize, like, I started having these ideas a couple weeks ago of like, what am I gonna do? And so some of them are really coming out like easily and fast, and I'm just like, wow, that's cool. So more on those later as they come around. But one goal of mine this year was to really focus on the language of Portuguese, because I served a mission for my church in Brazil, and so I speak pretty fluently, but I was only there for about 8.5 months, and so I still have a lot of like anxieties and insecurities about when I'm like talking. I can have normal conversations totally fine, but as far as like feeling like I'm not messing up and tripping over my words all the time, I'm not quite there yet. But that's one of those things that I would really like to be able to work on this year. And so I was telling my friends, I was up in Utah, and I was visiting some friends, and they were Brazilian, and they were like, oh, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have you sing a couple songs, and we're going to put it online, and it'll be great. That'll be a great way to help you learn the language better. And I'm like, sweet, that's awesome. And so they hooked me up with a couple of different friends, and they were like, okay, learn this song in 2 days, and then we're going to be recording it at this other guy's house as he's going to play for you. And I'm like, oh, okay. I got to learn this song in 2 days while I'm on vacation. Great. But it ended up being like a lot of fun. And yeah, I messed up on a couple of flubbed, because there's a lot of words in it, and I messed up a couple times, I think. Yeah, I definitely did. But it was just still a lot of fun, and I'm really glad that I like pushed myself to do that. So one of my goals is to be able to do one more like Portuguese song like once a month, and then also do another just for fun like cover song once a month, and that's probably going to be English. And then I also put out my song of the month, where that's the original that I write every month and put out for the Patreon. So those are some of my major goals this year. And then after I recorded that song, he talked to another friend who runs Brazilian Day in Utah, and they're like, yeah, you're gonna sing a song at Brazilian Day in September. I'm like, oh, okay. So I've got a couple of months to put that together. Should be a lot of fun. I'm excited, because that the Brazilian Day has about 22,000 people that show up, so it's going to be a really huge festival. So I'm excited, like really excited about that. So anyway, those are some of the big happenings as of right now. And did I say I'm excited? Because, I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but I am. It's going to be a great year, and I'm really glad for all of the things that have brought me to this point today. So it's been a roundabout way of getting here, but you know, let's do this. And I want to know what you guys have planned for this year as well, because there's going to be so many cool things I know in your lives as well. So let me know in the comments below what you are most looking forward to this year. Also, go to chelsearobson.com to fill out the survey, and we're gonna make things happen. Okay. All right, guys. Until next week. My name is Chelsea Robson. See ya there.